Is your family history dying on the vine? You realize you don't remember when your grandparents were born. You don't remember the names of great aunts and uncles. You want to know more, so you start researching, and you're having great success. And then you find your family history vine is stuck on a brick wall. In the 2018 Roots Tech Conference, Robert Kerr talked about Family Search's online records. He said that 23% of the records can be searched with a search engine or through hinting. That leaves another 77% that must be searched in some other way. That doesn't even cover the records stored in other places or records not online yet. So where might you find some of these other records? If you live in North Texas in the Fort Worth or Dallas areas, you can go to the Grapevine Library. They're located at 1201 Municipal Way in Grapevine, Texas. They have a large and wonderful parking lot, and the parking is all free. They have a room just for genealogy research. I would like to share a story. I was working on one of my great-grandfathers, John Thompson, who lived in Pennsylvania, Virginia. After his first wife died, he remarried to Jane. Jane had also been married previously. I was looking for some documentation on her husband. I knew her married name was Waller, but I wasn't sure what her first husband's name was. I had found a document that said his name was William, but there was no document to prove that. I came to the Grapevine Library. I found the books with Virginia records. I took a few of the books and sat down on one of the tables. In about 15 minutes, I found a will. This was the will of William Waller. And the will was from Pennsylvania, Virginia, and his wife was listed as Jane Waller. I also knew they had a son, and his name was John Waller, and this John Waller was mentioned in the will. My great-grandfather, John Thompson, also had a relative, and his name was Thompson Robertson. I was pretty sure this was the will of Jane's husband, and now I had a document to prove his name. So you see, they have a large collection of books. These books cover things like European research, military and war records, and books about the different states. They have books that can be checked out. These books are how-to books, such as how to begin researching, how to find families in certain countries, and a lot more things. They have a new book selection. Each time you come to the library, you can check and see if they have any new books that might pertain to your research. Microfilms. They have lots and lots of microfilms and some microfiche. Many microfilm records have been digitized, but many still have not been recorded. They have file cabinets full of microfilms. They have a microfilm and a microfiche reader to search the records, and these readers allow you to make paper copies of the records that you find or record them on a flash drive. They have periodicals. These periodicals contain wonderful history of certain areas and many times cover articles about the people that lived in those areas. These are periodicals that have been bound. They have a map section with large maps to view the areas your ancestors lived in. They have books of maps. This is a book of the counties of Texas. They also have books showing how the county lines changed through the years. You might think your relative moved, but you might find that the county lines changed or that a new county was formed. They have records on land and tax records. They have books about specific groups of people. This is a book about Jewish families. They also have local records. The genealogy librarian finds records about local history, and then she files them in these file cabinets. They have private collections. This is a private collection of the former Mayor Wall of Grapevine. They have a computer section with programs specific for researching family history. Many of the sites that they have are paid sites, but they are free to patrons visiting the library. Ancestry.com is one of these sites. It has all kinds of records: birth, marriage, death, wills, land, and many, many more records. Family Search happens to be a free site, but some of their collections can only be viewed at a library. These collections can be viewed here. In order to access this site, you do need to have a login and password, which you can do at your home before coming to the library if you don't already have an account. Fold 3 is mostly military records, but they have census, naturalization, and other records that can be searched also. They have access to newspaper sources: newspaper.com, newspaper archives, and Newsbank. HistoryGeo provides maps for public land records, which were land sold by the federal government to individuals. It doesn't include the original 13 colonies, Tennessee, or Kentucky. These maps have the names of the people living on the land. Many of the people who are neighbors often are related in some way or came from the same area that your ancestor came from. So if you can trace these other people back, you sometimes can figure out where your ancestors came from. They have a local organization called Name Droppers, which has a Facebook page that provides updates of local events and helps in research. Name Droppers has a monthly meeting the second Monday of each month from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. They have a nice copy machine to print or make copies. And as stated before, they also have the microfilm and microfiche readers that you can make copies from or record onto a flash drive. So come to the Grapevine Library and see if they can help you break open your brick wall.